Well, check it out, y'all. We got what you need. We're all living in apartments, condos, vans. Well, dude, even you can have a studio in a box. Yes, we can help you with that right here at Blind Knowledge. We work on your budget and we figure out your measurements. We'll get you the best sound for the best price. Let me know, 877-237-1143 or at blindknowledge.com. Yep.
Specters all around me, living in the dark, blazing the dark. One by one, pictures gather round me. Where those moonflowers used to lost no more. Specters gather round here, living in the dark, blazing the dark. Night by night, stare into the black where moonflowers used to grow.
Welcome back, everybody, to Paranormal, the New Normal. I'm your host, so it's Jeremy. I'm your host, as always, Jeremy. Fuck me, it's cold. And, folks, it's that time of year again. That's spooky paranormal season. And what better way to start off than by doing some special episodes this month? And for the first real horror special episode this month, we are doing a bracket that has not yet been touched by anybody, well, except me because I made it. But other than that, it hasn't been touched by anybody. And I figured to start off with one of my regulars from our group brackets and his co-host, who I never got to meet before tonight. So, folks, we are doing the top 40 creepiest kids in horror movies bracket as ranked by Ranker. I did not make these rankings. Do not blame me. I did not make these. I honestly kind of agree with them, a lot of them, but I did not make these. And I am being joined by the Not Quite Cool podcast. You may know the man to my, well, I guess if you're looking at the screen, my right, Chad from many of my group brackets. But below us, this distinguished, handsome gentleman.
Very nice. Love that. That's sweet of you. You get all the gifts now. Yes.
Yay! But this gentleman is his co-host, Keith, who is a first-timer at this, and he's going to have some fun with us. So, folks,
absolutely.
Let me get the screen up with all the pictures. There we go. Sharing it. All right, cool. And there are 44 kids in this bracket. It should go, 40 kids in this bracket. It should go pretty fast. Some of these I have never seen the movies or TV shows for, so I will not always have opinions. And since this is a 2-on-1 technically, if they can't agree, I do get to be tiebreaker. So that's the fun part.
Oh, so Chad and I get to argue? Because this is fucking awesome. I love this. This is great.
Yes. If it's when it is a 2-on-1, you guys get to argue, and if you don't pick the same one, then I have to be tiebreaker to make one move on. If you can agree, then I may voice my opinion, but my opinion don't matter. So if it was a 1-on-1, then I don't say shit and let the competitor do all the talking. But the first matchup, the lowest ranked one that I've never heard of before. I don't think I've actually ever heard of either of these, but it's number 40 ranked Marco from Shock, aka Beyond the Door 2 from 1977. And in an unfair matchup in a way, it's going against number 20 ranked Eli from Let the Right One In 2008.
Easy. It's the vampire. It's the crazy fucking vampire. Even if it was the Chloe Grace Moretz version of this, vampire wins versus small Roger Daltrey kid that we just saw. It's this guy. It's this one. Totally.
You're going to get no argument from me on this one, Keith. It's definitely the coolest vampire.
Yeah.
All day.
That movie's amazing. So
yeah, it's an excellent film. The kid is creepy.
I saw one version of Let the Right One In. I think it was the Chloe Grace Moretz version, but I believe, I don't know, it was a couple years ago. I don't remember which one I saw, but it was, I'll agree, because as I said, unfair matchup. I've heard of Shock Beyond the Door 2 only for making brackets, but I've never seen it yet because we haven't done one of the brackets it's in. So,
and it's also like, you're not even in the first one. You're in Beyond the Door 2. Like, you weren't cool enough to be included in the original. No, Let the Right One In chick wins. Totally.
100%.
Well, that means The next matchup to decide who Eli will face in the next round is going to be number 39 ranked, and I probably am going to mispronounce this, but Patal Bruckner from Phenomena in 1985.
What the fuck? That is the most terrifying. That looks like a candle that was left in the sun for way too long. That's
It looks like a dog. It looks like a dog boy from one of the circuses. But
straight up, yeah. That's tough
And
competition. Ugh.
I never heard of Phenomena even, so I can't say I've seen it. But this
I saw that on the text, and I was like, the movie with John Travolta? But no, this is not the movie with John Travolta.
Oh, this is Argento.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen this, Keith?
Oh, I haven't. No, if this is Argento, that kid's fucked up. Okay.
No, you're thinking of Phenomenon, the John
Yeah.
Travolta
Oh,
movie.
then I really don't know this one either.
No, that's what Keith's thinking of.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, Keith's thinking of that. But see, this is another unfair matchup because it's an '80s matchup, and it's going against number 19 ranked Danny Torrance from The Shining.
Okay, hear me out, Chad. I love The Shining. I love Danny Torrance, Red Rum, all that stuff. But if we're going creepy kid, Melted Flubberface is much more terrifying than this kid.
Fucking love it. I fucking love it, Melted Flubberface.
Yeah, I mean, as far as looks, for sure, Danny Torrance is creepy when he does the talk of his friend Joey or whatever his friend's name. I can never remember it.
Joey wants to play outside.
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever that is. That's creepy. He is creepy and a little weirdo. But yeah,
But it's
we're
also
not
like,
going by best movie. We're going by
Yeah,
creepiest
creepiness.
kids. So
and he's also like the hero of his story. And if we take in the whole canon, he becomes Ewan McGregor. So like you're fine. You can pass. To me, it's that Captain Planet villain that we just saw a minute ago. That's the bad guy.
it's a little tough. This one's tough, only because we're gonna let Jeremy weigh in on this one. I'm gonna go with Danny Torrance.
I'm going with Dogface Boy.
Well, I kind of have to go with Keith on this because Danny Torrance is a creepy kid, but he's it's not his fault. I'm not sure about the other kid and why he's the way he is. I can't say shit about that.
Yeah.
But Danny Torrance is a victim of an abusive father. So his mind went to all dark places trying to avoid that trauma. So, and he has a gift that, according to Stephen King, he is a gift. And yes, he does become Ewan McGregor, aka Obi-Wan Kenobi. So
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for him.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for him. So
Yeah.
I gotta go with the kid that should be in a circus. So
I'm not
Absolutely.
mad. I'm not mad.
And
I might get mad later, but I'm not mad on this one.
Yeah, no, two things for that. One, fuck you, Chad. Two, I hope that kid had makeup on. And if you didn't, child, and that's how you look, I'm so sorry. I love you as a person. So yeah.
Plus, I
that's-
also would say what Jeremy said. This is not Danny's fault. If that dude looks like that, it's probably not his fault either that he looks that way in the
Probably
other
not.
movie, so.
Well, you don't know that. It looks like a Goosebumps curse where he pissed off a witch and got.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
well, that does. It makes it to me. That makes the next round matchup a little more interesting too, because it's not going to be an easy winner.
Yeah.
So the next matchup though is number 38 ranked. Oh, so friendly looking.
Don't zoom in. Don't
Number 38 ranked Milo Jeter from Milo from 1998. I've never heard of this movie, but it's a movie versus TV battle. It's facing Anthony Fremont from the Twilight Zone episode It's a Good Life.
Okay, so here's the thing. There are three versions of this kid. I'm assuming we're going with the one in the picture because there's this one, the movie version, and then there's a sequel to this episode where he grows up and he has a daughter that can do the same thing. Regardless, as a ginger, I'm gonna go with this kid because I feel like we have to have a connection. Like he can wish that angry rabies kid into a forest and we're done, you know?
Yeah, and I was thinking it was the movie version. So
No, it's specific. I made sure because it specifically said in the rankings from the episode on TV.
Gotcha.
So
Either way, I watched the trailer for Milo because I'd never heard of it. It looked like it cost $20 to make. It looked terrible. It
one of
looked
those.
terrible. So there's no way that I would pick that one. So I'm going with the Twilight Zone for sure.
And look at little Opie here. He's ready to fucking throw down. He's already pointing him out like he's the Rock.
It's like you're dead. You're done.
He wants to be the final boss, and you know it. Like he already looks like he is.
Yes.
So yeah, not a hard choice. But
Not at all.
the next matchup, I've heard of these movies. I can't say I've seen either. It's a 60s versus 90s matchup. It's number 37, Melissa from Kill Baby Kill from 1966. And she's going against a no-name, number 17, Monstrous Kid from In the Mouth of Madness from 1994.
Look, so that first one, the 60s one, is as demonic as the 60s got, I felt. But this is a John Carpenter Lovecraftian world of darkness. So if this kid has survived and only looks this bad, they're doing a great job. You know what I mean? So I'm going In the Mouth of Madness because I've seen that movie and I don't know what the other one is. So.
Well, Kill Baby Kill is Mario Bava. So
So
yeah,
that's fucked up world too. Okay.
yeah, it's probably going to be super weird. It's probably not going to make any sense.
But
Which
I
is
imagine
very similar to In the Mouth of Madness.
But I imagine like the Mario Bava is not going to make any sense in an artistic way where it's like flashing colors of light. And this doesn't make any sense as in a stork gives birth to like the Empire State Building that crumbles into tentacles. You know what I mean?
True.
So I go this one.
I'm going with this one too. Even though when I saw it on the list, I did not remember this monstrous kid from In the Mouth of Madness.
And I've seen the movie and looking at the picture, I don't remember this, but still, I remember the movie.
When I googled it, that's what came up. So I assume it's the right one. I have not seen either of these movies, I have to say, and it looks like a monstrous kid, and that looks like a Mouth of Madness on her. So
yeah.
By definition, that's a Mouth of Madness.
But this next one, this one I have. Oh, I want to see both these. I think I've seen the first movie. I haven't seen the second one. I want to. It's on a law list, and I will see it eventually. I'm damn sure. Especially if we get to one of the damn lists I want to do eventually. But if I ever win the damn wheel, but I never win any of the wheels of my shows. It's fucking upsetting. But it's number 36 ranked. Sid from Looper, from 2012, and he is going against number 16, Lonnie from Deliverance in 1972, aka Banjo Boy.
Okay, so I feel Chad and I are both in Georgia, so I feel insulted but also represented by this. Is the Looper one? That's not the Bruce Willis. Joseph Gordon.
No. When I made the bracket, I thought they were talking about that one for a second, but I'm like, no, it can't be. It can't be.
Okay. Because I don't know who the fuck that other kid is.
The other kid has like super powers. Like he's almost like the dude from the Twilight Zone movie. Like,
ooh.
I mean, it's super powerful.
So Deliverance Banjo Kid is creepy, but he also has an artistic talent. You know what I mean? So like that sort of makes me think he has a poetic soul. And so maybe I go for the X-Men kid you're talking about. That's not from the Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie.
I would definitely go with Looper because this one, yes, he is creepy, but it's just one quick scene. You know, like you said, he doesn't really do anything creepy other than he looks creepy as all get out.
Yeah,
he definitely sets the scene.
Yeah, and that's just your own bigotry against differently
1,000%.
So, like, I think Georgia's fine. It's okay that we don't wear shoes and we fuck our cousins occasionally. I go with little Jean Grey kid from the other one. That's who I go with. Yeah,
Looper.
I mean, all I gotta say is a sad.
Sorry, but it's a compliment, Banjo Boy, that you're not the creepiest of the two.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Ooh, okay. This next matchup I actually like because I've seen the second movie recently and I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was actually, I believe you might have too, Chad, because it was in our serial killer movies bracket we did. But It's a 70s versus 50s matchup.
Ooh.
It's number 35 ranked Albert from Suspiria from 1977. The creepy kid in the back, not the creepy adult in the front. And he is going against, it's a intergender matchup. He's going against number 15, Rhonda Penmark from The Bad Seed from 1956.
I'm going the Tilda Swinton kid from Suspiria because there's witchcraft there. You know what I mean? Like there's magic powers on their side. Whereas this, yes, creepy child looks like it could be a representative in Congress when it grows up. But I think ultimately I go witch kid.
All right. I'm going with the Bad Seed.
What a piece of shit.
The witch kid is barely in it. It's not about him. It's not at all.
He's got
all about her
on his side. Oh, what? She's got pigtails and she could stab somebody? The other one's got fucking witchcraft, Chad. Are you insane?
I don't know that this might not be true, but I feel like as far as mainstream movies goes, I feel like this is one of the first ones that actually killed a kid. So she was so creepy and so terrifying. They felt the need to kill her at the end. And like the Hays Code and everything was okay with that.
Oh,
that's how bad this kid is.
That's pretty bad when the Hays Code is like, you had a point. Yeah, kill the kids.
So I'm going with the Bad Seed.
I'll give it to you, but you're deranged if you think some serial killer in a dress is going to beat witchcraft. When Agatha Harkness shows up at your house, don't complain to me, okay?
If Agatha Harkness from TV shows up in my house, I'm doing more than being scared of her. Come on now. Did you not see that episode last week with her in her 70s garb?
Oh my God. Ugh.
Make a man pray to Jesus. But yeah, I mean and she tried to burn alive the poor disabled helper man. Come on. I agree. She's creepier.
The kid has a pact with Satan and lives in a witch school. I don't. Fine.
I mean, so does Harry Potter technically, but technically. So this next matchup, it's a 2000s versus 2010s matchup, so it's a newer one. It's number 34, Sharon DeSilvia from Silent Hill in 2006, going against number 14 ranked Lily from Mama in 2013.
I'm going Silent Hill. Like, Mama's a better movie. Silent Hill is a creepier everything. You know what I mean?
Well, it's one of the first horror video games ever made, so yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like in Silent Hill, there's so many things that are more creepy than the kid in Silent Hill.
No, I think the kid makes it all creepier. Like if I'm just seeing like witches and nurses that are undead and Pyramid Head, that's fine. Those are monsters I expect. But then all of a sudden there's a fucking kid jumping rope. You've set it to a whole new level. You know what I mean? Like this is over the top for me.
I'm really like 50-50 on this one. So I don't have a strong, the kid from Mama. Like you said, I do think definitely Mama's a better movie.
Yeah.
Silent Hill's not a great movie
at all.
But I'm 50-50. You want Silent Hill, you can have it.
Yeah, because I think it's just creepier, but I also think because it's hard for me to hear the word brackets and not think they're fighting. And so if it's in a fist fight, I know the kid from Silent Hill's bringing all of her friends, so she wins like instantly.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. But oof, okay. This matchup is actually interesting because it's the only matchup in this whole bracket that is a group matchup. It is number 33 ranked Mercy and Jonas from The Witch in 2015, going against number 13 ranked The Midwich Cuckoos from Village of the Damned in 1995.
Okay. So I just watched the 90s version of Village of the Damned yesterday. The Witch is like one of my favorite movies of all time, but I feel like those kids don't have a lot of power, and the Village of the Damned kids can do any fucking thing that they want to at any point in time. You know what I mean? Like the dog agrees with me. That like in The Witch, I don't even know that those kids actually got the powers from Black Tom or Black Phillip. But the Midwich Cuckoos are aliens. They win, I think.
Yeah, I think the witch kids are just assholes. They're just assholes. That's all it is. Where these kids, there's even if you got rid of one, there's like 50 others that can still fuck you up.
And they're hive mind, and one of them, their dad is Superman in the 90s version. So it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, that you have no way to stop them, unless you just think of brick walls a lot. But that's difficult. That was a really inside joke for that specific movie from 1995.
Definitely Village of the Damned.
Yeah.
All right. Thank God, because I hate the fucking witch. I think it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It's pretty
It's
boring.
so boring. It's so boring. I fell asleep watching it, had to fucking restart, and I was like, God damn it. Like, it's just,
Love it.
You watch, spoilers, but it's like 8 years old, I don't give a shit. You watch the whole movie just to see the fucking goat stand up at the end. Oh, so scary.
I think it's terrifying.
Keith is going to fight you after this. Like, he gets so mad when you don't like his artsy fartsy movies.
First of all, he called me handsome at the beginning, so he gets 1. So let's see.
Well, that brings us down to the bottom half of this bracket, which the bottom half only has two matchups on each side, and those two matchups are basically gonna. You get to skip around in this bottom half towards the end, but it's gonna be, I should say it's a 90s versus 2000. So we're staying in the modern era here, but it's number 32 ranked, the self-named Beloved from 1998, and she is going against number 12 ranked Tomas from the Orphanage in 2007.
So Beloved has powers. Tomas is creepy. So I don't know, Chad, are we going for strictly creepy or are we going for fist fight?
I mean, the thing with Tomas is I remember that. That's something that's ingrained in me. I remember that look. It's a creepy look. As soon as I saw what was on the list, I was like, that's a creepy look. Mm-hmm. That's what I would go with.
But I think Beloved is more a fuller character. She's more enduring. She has like positive qualities amidst this tragic story. So Tomas, yeah, I agree. Yeah, yep. I agree.
Orphanage.
I have never seen either of these movies, so I can't freaking comment. Yep. I'm pretty sure I'll get to both of them eventually, and actually I don't even remember these names in other ones, but I made so many brackets I don't fucking remember every name of the movie. Goddamn. I remember the ones I had to write in like every fucking bracket because they're in like every fucking bracket because they fit so many topics, but these ones I don't know. But that brings us down to the final matchup in this side of round 1, and it's going to be a 70s versus 90s matchup. Oh, and it's a fan favorite in the second part here, but number 31 ranked first, The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane from 1976. Never heard of this one, but this next one I've heard of. Number 11 ranked, Henry Evans from The Good Son from 1993. Fan favorite, Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, it's Macaulay Culkin. Like, even if he wasn't even playing that part, it's Macaulay Culkin. Like,
that's not a picture of him Home Alone. You're going to go for him,
Yeah,
he's totally creepy in Home Alone.
It's creepy in everything. Like, the man's had a tragic life, so I'm going with him no matter what. I don't know who that other girl is, but she looks like
Jodie Foster.
I mean, I know who she is.
Oh,
but
okay.
she looks like she orders pumpkin spice latte. This is Macaulay Culkin. He hung out with Michael Jackson. He'll fucking kill you. Like, this is, I'm going with him.
So I haven't seen the little girl that lives down the lane, but I did watch the trailer for it. And it just seemed like in the trailer, everyone else around her were the creepy people. They were being creepy to her. Yeah. And she's just, it just seemed like from the trailer, she's a little girl that lives by herself. Well,
she lives down the lane, Chad.
Yeah, that's true. By herself, though. So everyone was, creepy around her, not her. So yes, Macaulay Culkin. That's the creepy one. The good side.
And the fact that the creepy one is now married and has a kid with Brenda Song just says things about this world, I'm saying. But
lucky son of a bitch.
But I personally love Macaulay Culkin. His podcast he had for a couple years, Bunny Years, was fucking hilarious. So I loved Macaulay Culkin as an adult. Him talking about his childhood acting is fucking amazing. But I don't know. And he's a stoner, so I gotta fucking love him. But
What's his name? He has a band too. Pizza.
Oh,
something.
Pizza. Fuck.
Pizza Rat. Or,
Pizza fuck, man, that's a crazy name.
Pizza Rat. Pizza Rat. I think that is
Yeah.
it.
I think it is too.
I've listened to some of the stuff they did when they talked about it on their show one time, and it's interesting. It's
Yep.
definitely interesting.
Interesting.
But he's an interesting guy, and he introduced me to some really cool video games I never heard of from the 80s I played and that were awesome, and he introduced me to a lot of and he introduced me to the Pizzagate scandal. I never heard of it till him. So
Oh shit. Okay.
so that's now my conspiracy bracket on this show because of that. So but that means you guys get to start the other side of round one. And it starts off, and the top 10 are in this one, so these matchups might be a little easier, but we'll see how you guys feel. It's starting off with number 30 ranked. Leah, Miranda, Nikki, and Paulie from The Children in 2008. I could not get a better picture than this of them all four together, and it's going against number 10 ranked. Probably a fan favorite. Number 10, Malachi from Children of the Corn, 1984.
I saw the trailer for The Children, and they looked annoying. But Malachi, again, ginger power. He knows the guy who walks amongst the corn stalks. He wins. Like, Chad, look at that picture.
Yeah.
Chad, he could eat the other kids. Look at him.
I watched Children of the Corn when I was very young,
Mhm.
and like years later, be like, "What do you remember from that movie?" And all I can say is Malachi. I remember Malachi. For sure.
Outlander! Yep.
But
We have your woman, Outlander!
when it comes to The Children, the movie is not good because the editing is so terrible. You can't tell what's going on.
Did
Like,
you watch the
not-
movie?
Not for this. I'd seen it prior.
before. Mhm.
Yes. And it was, you just didn't know what they were doing. You couldn't tell. The editing was so bad. It was so close up. The cuts were so bad. Sure, they were doing bad things, but the movie's not good. So regardless,
Yeah.
it wouldn't matter because Malachi's Malachi. So that's what I'm going with. Malachi, Children of the Corn.
There's a French movie that I think one of the names of it was The Children. I think mostly it's known as Ils, but it's like a children home invasion story. And when I got that text, I was like, "Oh, they're talking about this artsy fartsy movie," and I was so fucking excited. And I was like, then I looked at the year and I'm like, "Oh no, it's some straight to DVD piece of shit."
That's what it was for sure.
Children of the Corn wins all the way.
Yeah, and just so you know, folks, this is not the only Children of the Corn participant in tonight's bracket. We'll get to that later. But that means the next matchup, it has a movie I fucking hate in it, but we'll get to that. It's number 29 ranked, Ivy Templeton, a.k.a. Audrey Rose, from Audrey Rose of 1977. And it's going against, God help us all, number 9 ranked, Michael Myers from OG 1979 Halloween.
Ooh. Look, I love Audrey Rose. It's one of my favorite movies. It's fantastic. I love Halloween. I think Mikey takes it because Audrey Rose is just a reincarnated girl. Like, she's not doing anything wrong. Mikey, there's darkness in his eyes. It's pure evil. I look in there and I see nothing. You know what I mean?
The problem with this is I don't really necessarily agree with either because Audrey Rose, like you said, there's nothing really wrong with her necessarily where I would say she should be on the list.
And what are you going to say? Are you going to say there's nothing wrong with Michael Myers walking around killing his sister?
Huge fan of this clown costume. No, the gist of it is this is not Michael Myers. Like it is him as a child for one scene in 20 movies. So yes, I'm going with Michael Myers because he's Michael Myers. But this is not what people think of when they think of Michael Myers.
But he's still Michael Myers. The Joker is still Arthur Fleck. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know at the end. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But this is fine.
The
This is not how you think of it.
The Joker is not Arthur Fleck in every continuity of Batman.
Oh no,
That's
I agree
not-
completely. He's not Joker's not Arthur Fleck in that continuity of Batman either. But
Technically, no, but he may be the inspiration for the actual Joker, but
Yeah.
he's not the Joker. But see, this picture right here is the first reason among I think 6 or 7 that I named in the top 50 serial killers movie bracket why I hate the original Halloween. Because this scene right here, the parents come home to see him standing, on the sidewalk holding a bloody knife, and they just sit there with their arms crossed, like looking at him. Just fucking knock that kid the fuck out. Like,
It was a
he has
different
knife.
time, Jeremy. It was
It's
a different time.
You
I
have
don't know.
Yeah, the parents didn't beat their kids back then.
Yeah, no
no,
way.
like I think, like to me, this look on his face is the creepiest aspect of this. Like he kills people, whatever, but that look of being in a fucking daze and coming out of it,
No.
one of the creepiest parts of it.
No, I'm just saying. If it was the 2007 kid version of Michael Myers, I might vote for it.
Super creepy. Yeah, agreed. But I think
that kid did the role better. That kid did the role better, and they gave him more screen time, and you got to see all his acts of violence.
Gave him more screen time. Definitely acts of violence. Definitely. I think this kid does fine for the one shot he's fucking hit.
I was gonna say screen time. Yeah, I mean, even though we're seeing like from his point of view, that's not the kid. So
Yeah.
this is what we see of him right here. That's it.
Either way, he's creepier than the girl who did nothing wrong, and it's just a reincarnation. He did kill his sister and her boyfriend.
Well, that means the next matchup, which the way this next matchup goes could really make an interesting matchup in the quarterfinals, but we'll see how it goes. You got 3 matchups to determine that part. So, but it's going to be number 28 ranked Joseph Carmichael from The Changeling in 1980, or as I said before, number 8 ranked Isaac Kroner from Children of the Corn 1984. Oh no. Okay, I thought it was 84. I'm like, oh, we got a same year matchup. No, but close.
So little Ben Shapiro here is super creepy. I think the thing that makes Joseph Carmichael worse I don't know. I think it's Children of the Corn.
Well, it was funny when I looked at this. I made a note because the podcast that Keith and I do, Not Quite Cool, we also do Not Quite Darkness, where we're covering movies from the In Search of Darkness documentary series. And the first one that we did was The Changeling. And I was like, who is Joseph Carmichael? I don't even remember.
I remember him as an older, because that's the old guy, right?
I don't know.
It's the senator, yeah?
Is it the senator, or is Joseph Carmichael the kid that was supposedly killed?
Killed, yeah.
And so that's what I thought it was, but I was like, I don't even remember seeing that guy at all. That kid.
He gets locked up in the attic thing, right? And so
yes.
So he's the fucking Ben Shapiro wins.
But
he's the
Isaac
creepier
looks
one.
like he looks like he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
And so yes, this guy. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isaac.
He looks like he fights for that women shouldn't have the right to vote, daily. That's what he looks like.
I mean, he looks like he grows up to become Carl, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He looks like. I literally think they fucking took the character Carl from Walking Dead and let's make him look as much like this motherfucker as we can, just to give people a creepy aspect.
I love it. Then I love it.
But all right. Well, you took the first step into making an interesting quarterfinal matchup, but we'll see if it gets there or not. There's a lot of big competition in the way because the next matchup is it's a 1976 matchup. It's number 27 ranked, and I'm going to mispronounce this last name, but Alice Bages from Alice Sweet Alice, 76, and it's going against number 7 ranked Damien Thorne from The Omen, 1976.
Yeah, it's the son of the devil wins. Right there. First of all, super fashionable little fucking kid. Look at that. Second, Alice looks like Jenna Ortega. I never realized that until that picture. Great. I love both these movies. This guy's dad is literally the devil. He is birthed from a dog. He wins.
And he grows up to become the lead singer of AC/DC. But yeah.
Yeah, Sam Neill too as well. Oh yeah, but yeah, it does. Lead singer of AC/DC. Yeah.
Well, I do feel like it's obviously it's Damien. Alice, sweet Alice, you know, she's a victim of circumstance with a lot of stuff that
Absolutely.
happens with her.
Yeah.
In that, so
Well, I don't think Damien chose to be the Antichrist, but
no, but I feel like he's living his best life with it, though.
I mean, it's all for
No,
him.
I think Lady Gaga wrote Born This Way about him, but but
Damien moves on.
yeah, I saw that one coming. This one though, this is actually a tough one. I think this next one, because even though the one's pretty low ranked compared to the other one, I think it's a tough one because it's two very popular ones. It's number 26 ranked. I forget the kid's name. Yeah, Aiden Keller from The Ring 1 and 2, and he's going against number 6 ranked Esther from Orphan from 2009. Well, I guess you can qualify as not technically a kid, but
yeah, that's
she's
what
in
I was
the
going to
listings.
say. She is creepy, not a child.
She's disqualified as far as I'm concerned.
I think it's Aiden because, like, she's an adult deciding to kill people. Aiden just fucking decides to kill people as a young child. Like, he passes on the tape knowing what the fuck's going to happen. Like, he invites his friends over. Hey, guys, watch this. And then closes his fucking eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with Chad on a technicality. Esther has a higher body count. But Aiden, he's a savage. You know what I mean?
Yep. She's disqualified.
Like, no, I mean, I had a feeling it might go that way because of that disqualification right there, but they put her in the rankings and I had to put her in. So
yeah,
and she was pretty high ranked. She's top 6.
And she's
so
creepy
She's
and
great.
memorable. All
And-
that. I mean, yeah, definitely.
I love both of those movies. You're not a kid. Get the fuck out of here. You know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she'd be welcome on Epstein Island. She's not welcome in this bracket.
Yeah.
So
Listen, not a kid disqualified. This is Jeremy. Correct me if I'm wrong. We did an alien bracket, and he refused to vote for the Transformers because they're not aliens. Was that you, Drew? Was that your stance?
that was not me. That was not me. The Transformers are technically an aliens because they're from another planet.
Cybertron,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I remember that was some of the arguments was they're not aliens, and people were like, "You're insane. They're aliens."
They're robots in disguise. That was the argument. Is they're robots in disguise, but they're still technically
From a different
just because they're not humanoid doesn't mean they're not aliens.
Yeah.
I mean the Cybertrons are technically aliens and they're not human. So I mean not Cybertron. The Cybermen from Doctor Who are not humanoid. Right. So they're still aliens. But that means to face Aiden in the next round, it's either going to be in a 2010s versus 80s matchup, Eli from 2019, or I can see which way this one's going to go already, but number 5 ranked Gage Creed from Pet Sematary 1989.
If we're going creepy, that kid, his name is Gage. Like that, I'm already concerned about him. And he's got the fucking gnarly scar. I don't know who this Eli kid is. I heard he has a great book, but this fucking Gage kid, that was an amazing joke. You know,
no, it wasn't.
This Gage, sometimes dead is better. You know what I mean? You don't want to bury him there.
Yeah, I've got Gage's pop figure behind me. It's Gage. Yeah. You know, it's definitely Gage. The Eli, I'd never even heard of that movie before. I watched the trailers of the Netflix movie. Looked fine. I don't even know that he was creepy necessarily, but Gage, absolutely.
Look at that fucking look on Gage. Like terrifying.
Yep.
Well, they should listen to Herman. They should listen to fucking Mr. Munster. Yeah. Mr. Munster. You shouldn't go out there.
No.
What you bring up there doesn't stay up there. Yeah. But that means the next matchup. Actually, I've never watched either of these. Surprisingly, on one of them, but it's a 2000s matchup. It's number 24 ranked Santi from The Devil's Backbone from 2001, and it is going against number 4 ranked Toshio from The Grudge from 2004.
So I've seen Devil's Backbone, but it's been a while. I'm more familiar with the Grudge franchise, but is Toshio like he's sort of trapped in it too? Like he's not the negative force, is he?
He's not the bad guy per se, right?
But
he's
he doesn't-
creepy, and
he
you
doesn't
definitely
have to be the
remember him.
he doesn't have to be the bad guy. He just has to be a creepy kid.
And
Well,
he fits that bill.
he looks like he's not wearing clothes, and that's creepy. So I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah, I'm going with The Grudge as well in this. I'm not like the biggest fan of The Grudge, but the thing I remember from The Grudge is him. That's what I remember because he looks super creepy.
Yeah. Well, I remember.
Yeah,
I
I've never been a
remember
fan of the Grudge or the Rings.
Yeah, the
noise.
sound. Yeah, it's a good effect. For sure.
Yeah, basically. But all right, the next matchup, and we're getting close now. You got the top 3 coming up. Is a 2000s versus 80s matchup, and it's number 23 ranked, the Red Queen from Resident Evil 2002,
Mhm.
going against number 3 ranked, the Grady Twins from The Shining 1980.
Okay, so that's a toughie because I think
It's not.
if we're just going creepy, it's the Grady Twins. If we're going like powerful and could win in a fight, it's the Red Queen. Like she's fucking unstoppable. Like
The Red Queen's CGI. The Grady Twins are iconic.
we're not. Oh my god. The bracket isn't who used practical effects. The bracket is
It's creepy, and you literally said they're creepy.
okay. They're creepy. They win. Okay, that's fine.
Come
like,
play
they
with
did-
us, Danny.
Yeah, but
People
they're
dress
and
up
ever.
as the Shining Twins. Like, this is iconic image. I talk about Michael Myers. He's got like 1-2 shots as a little kid. It's the same deal with these people, and people still remember it to this day. This
Yeah.
is the image.
But they don't like do it. They just stand in a hallway. The other girl is like actively killing people.
CGI.
Well, I mean, they're also giving Dan. I support these twins. They're giving Danny a life lesson for older age.
Yeah,
Don't trust girls that easily say, "Come play with me."
absolutely.
Because there's going to be a cost involved. There's going to be a cost involved, whether it be child support or whether it be alimony or something. There's going to be a cost involved. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially if they're twins and wearing schoolgirl outfits. Don't do it, guys. Yeah, I'll go with the Shining Twins. That's fine.
In the words of Admiral Akbar, it's a trap.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
all right, well, you're down to the bottom half of this side now, and only 2 matchups left. It's another 2000s matchup. It's 2000s heavy on this side, but it's number 22 ranked, Lilith Sullivan from Case 39 from 2009, which I've never heard of or seen of, but it's going against number 2 ranked, Samara Morgan from The Ring in 2002.
Yeah, Samara. She wins. She crawls out of fucking TVs. I don't know what Case 39 is. That lady looked like she was in a Hallmark Christmas movie. This motherfucker is come for death. You know what I mean? Like
Some of those Hallmark Christmas movies are terrifying, Keith,
Yeah,
just
that's
so you
true.
know.
They are, especially the Jane McCarthy ones. But
But Case 39, I'm not making the case for Case 39. I'm just saying Case 39 is a Renee Zellweger movie that I haven't seen, but I watched the trailer for, and I was like, you know what, I want to check this one out. So I did add it to my horror watch list
yeah.
to check out. But this chick from The Ring, of course, that's who you're going with. 100%.
Yeah.
She's
yeah,
awesome. She's awesome.
I mean, I loved her in Scary Movie. I think it's 3 or 4 when she's getting her ass kicked by Brenda. But
Yeah, it's one of the weird things too. Like, so in the original Ring franchise, the actual Japanese one, the Ringu, she dies before the smallpox vaccine is created. So when she comes out of the TV, not only does she like break your neck and shit, but she gives you smallpox, which is what a fucking insult. You know what I mean? Like, not only are you going to kill me, you're going to give me a disease that we thought was cured years ago.
Right.
Like, what a bitch. So yeah, her all the way.
and that means that it is time for the killer last matchup. And I mean, this one is gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight. I think. I could be wrong. I mean, for me, it honestly isn't. But for other people, it might be. Because this is another one of those movies in this one of them that I can't fucking stand. And I have my reasons. But it's number 21 ranked, Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family 1991. The woman that my Maniacal Music Musings co-host would drag his balls through a field of glass to get to a payphone just to hear fart, Christina Ricci.
Absolutely.
And
Agreed.
Absolutely, Keith. You're just like, yeah,
I didn't even know.
sounds perfect.
I've never identified so much with the person's desire. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm on board with that.
But she's going against number 1 ranked, the number 1 seed for some reason, Regan McNeil from The Exorcist from 1973.
I mean, Wednesday's cool. Wednesday's awesome. This is the fucking devil. Like this, it wins. I'm sorry, it's the devil. That's the creepiest as you can get. You know.
So obviously, I'm going with The Exorcist, but I will say that this could be a technicality in the sense that, like, she's possessed, and it's not
really the kid.
her.
It's
It's
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
But
So-
Pazuzu is wearing a Reagan suit, and it is authentically the age 12, as opposed to Esther.
Doesn't talk like a 12-year-old, doesn't act like a 12-year-old, but yes, there's
I don't
no
know,
way
the
the Exorcist is not getting through to the next round.
I mean, I was going to say, do you know many 12-year-olds who will tell you that your mother sucks cocks in hell? But these days, yeah, it probably would be true.
I mean,
So-
it sounds like a 12-year-old Tom Waits, but yes, it is still a 12-year-old.
See, if you left it up to me, that's not the way it would have went. I mean, Wednesday Addams defines creepy. I mean, it turns me on, but she defines creepy. She freaking. Are you Girl Scout? Do your Girl Scout cookies have real Girl Scouts in them? Like, that's just the best line in history.
I just feel like that Wednesday Addams is more unsettling, where this shot right here, it's pretty terrifying, pretty creepy.
Terrifying. I mean, Wednesday Addams definitely has better quips. I want to play the victim for the rest of your life. Like, that's a great fucking delivery. But so is, lick my pussy, Jesus Christ. Like, that's a good one, too.
It's just a bad matchup, quite frankly. Wednesday Addams would go through against most of what
I think she
we
would
want.
take out Michael Myers easily, but
I agree. Absolutely. She would be
Compared to-
complete Michael Myers.
I'm pretty sure Wednesday Addams would turn Michael Myers into a whimpering simp, but
absolutely.
Oh, you want to kill people, Michael? You're cute.
Yeah.
Get
If
back
she-
in line.
At a reasonable age, she would do the same thing to me, but I think it's Pazuzu. Like,
Which means that round 1 is officially over, and you have now made your bed for round 2. I can stop that because we've gone through them all, and you know who's who now. But we're going back to the other side for round 2, and the first matchup is number 20 ranked Eli from Let the Right One In going against number 39 ranked Patau Bruckner from Phenomena, aka Dogface Boy.
oh, it's the vampire.
Yep.
The dog face carried that kid into an advanced round that I didn't see coming, but now you have to actually compete now that you're here, and an ever-living vampire wins.
Yeah,
instantly.
his Cinderella story is over.
Agreed.
We'll go
Agreed.
with Eli.
I mean, if that's a Cinderella story, God help that kid. But if that's what the fucking fairy godmother gave you, is that face, and you ain't getting no Cinderella story. But fuck the glass slipper, they're gonna put a fucking bag over your head. But all right, that means to see who's gonna face Eli in quarterfinals. It's gonna be either number 18 ranked Anthony Fremont from Twilight Zone, It's a Good Life episode, or number 17 ranked Monstrous Kid from In the Mouth of Madness.
Anthony's got powers.
I think it's the same argument.
Yeah.
Monstrous Kid got through because of his look or her look, whatever that kid is,
Yeah.
where Anthony is the Twilight Zone. So that's what's going through the Twilight
Yeah,
Zone.
that first round was superficial, but now we're judging on content of character, and it's Anthony. Yeah,
All right, and that means that that's gonna be an interesting quarterfinal matchup right there. But that means that the next matchup is number 36 ranked Sid from Looper going against number 15 ranked Rhoda Penmark from The Bad Seed.
Sid was the X-Men kid, right?
Right.
We're just gonna have a telepath battle. That's all that's happening. He wins. Fuck this pigtail girl. Sid wins.
Yeah, I'll go with Sid in this one. Yeah. Yeah. Bad Seed. She's
Oh.
out.
Fuck that pigtail girl. I've seen an episode of SVU. But that's it. There's a lot of episodes there about that, I think. But
Yeah.
gotta love Law and Order. But That means the last matchup in the upper half of this side is going to be, ooh, this might be a little tougher actually. Number 34 ranked Sharon De Sylvia from Silent Hill, or number 13 ranked the Midwich Cuckoos from Village of the Damned.
What are you thinking, Chad?
Village of the Damned. It's just
Village of the
there's
Damned.
there's a ton of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if you just see the Silent Hill girl, yeah, she's gonna creep you out, but you turn around the other way. Village of the Damned, you turn around the other way, they could be over there too. So
Yeah.
yeah, Village
Yep.
of the Damned is what I'd go for here.
I'm just saying, there could easily end up being a Village of the Damned versus Children of the Corn matchup eventually in the top finals.
Yeah.
So could be a group battle, but which group of creepy kids wins? But we'll see, because you have now on this side of round 2 your only matchup in the bottom half of, on this side at least, and it's number 12 ranked Tomas from the Orphanage, or number 11 ranked Henry Evans from The Good Son, aka Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin for me, because like Tomas, you expect to start a little trouble. But Macaulay Culkin, he's given like that gentle smile, and he's like, "No, I'm very wholesome." Stab, stab. Like, so he wins creepiness for me.
Even though I think I know which way Jeremy's going to go, I'm going with the Orphanage just because I still feel like
What the fuck?
it's like the bad seed situation. She's a girl with pigtails. The Orphanage looks so freaking creepy. Looks so creepy. And Macaulay Culkin could pass
We
for a
already
normal
said-
kid. He literally does that for 95% of the movie.
Which makes him creepier. We already said the superficial round was last round. Now we're into the nitty gritty. We need to get your head in the game.
I'm just telling you, she looks so flippin' cool.
Fine, Orphanage, whatever.
No, we can let Jeremy decide.
Jeremy,
that's totally
talk
fine.
some sense into this fool.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have never seen The Good Son or The Orphanage, but it's not I mean, they're both on lists. I know that, so I will see them eventually. I have so many movies I haven't seen yet. It's funny because I'm on Letterboxd and I see how many people how many movies my followers watched this year compared to me, and I think I've already watched like a couple hundred movies this year. Like I think it's actually 300 plus. So, I mean, they're not all movies I actually watched. I think some of them are just movies I just happened to see I didn't rate yet, and I've seen them years ago, so I rate them real fast.
Yeah.
But still, it's been at least 150 movies, I'm sure. But and a lot of them are crap. But yeah, on this one, I would have to go with The Orphanage because
God
Macaulay
damn
Culkin-
it. God damn it. That's fine.
Macaulay Culkin gets a pass. He's a stoner. He grew out of being a creep and became a stoner with a hot wife. I gotta hand him that respect.
That's
If he can get Brenda Song, that should give every guy that's a bum in his 20s and 30s that's a stoner a freaking ray of hope. So,
here's open.
I mean, I am a happily married man, and I've proven I already can do that. So I'm good. But there were those times where he would have given me hope when I was that age. But that means the other side of round 2 gets started off with a y'all gonna be kicking yourself for most of these matchups, but this one especially. Number 10 ranked Malachi from Children of the Corn versus number 9 ranked Michael Myers from Halloween.
Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi. I told you that's not my Michael Myers. Hashtag not my Michael Myers. So I'm going Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi. Easily.
Hashtag regular Michael Myers should get the win, but
I just think like Michael Myers that Michael Myers is just now getting started. He's a newbie. Like
Yep.
he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. That Malachi, veteran, a pro.
He's ready to take over the world.
Absolutely. And has a god on his side. So yeah, he wins.
which means the next matchup, and this is where you can make it interesting again, but I don't know if you're going to, is going to be number 8 ranked Isaac Kroner from Children of the Corn versus number 7 ranked Damien Thorne from The Omen.
Damien Thorne from The Omen. You didn't even have to finish the sentence. Isaac's creepy. Isaac's a douchebag. But Damien is, again, the Antichrist.
and also not only the Antichrist, which if that wouldn't be bad enough, it already is. But if that's not bad enough, Damien is literally shorthand in our lexicon for like a creepy kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Damien.
Although I do think they would admire each other's fashion sense, like instantaneously. They'd be like, "Oh, you do the all black hair thing too." It's
The
like,
hat,
yeah,
nice little hat.
yeah. So, but Damien, all the way.
Which means you avoid a Children of the Corn matchup in the quarterfinals. But I was kind of hoping for it, honestly. But I mean, actually, well, that means the next matchup is number 26 ranked Aiden Keller from the Ring 1 and 2, or number 5 ranked Gage Creed from Pet Cemetery.
I think to me, Gage takes it because the fact he's undead sort of gives him that little edge. I don't know how much it's going to take to kill him. You know what I mean?
I feel like you could just punt him across the room a couple times.
Yeah, but I also feel like for Aiden to do something, he has to bring in, like, he has to roll in a TV on a cart and like a VCR and shit.
Got to have a VCR. Not everybody has that.
Yeah, there's a lot of prep time there.
Everybody's got a knife in their kitchen.
Yeah, and Gage is like, I brought a cat, and this cat will claw the fuck out of you, you know. And his name is Aiden, so he's probably allergic to cats. Just assuming based on the name. So Gage wins for me.
Yeah, I'm going with Gage too. He is super creepy. I mean, he's smaller. Yes, you could kick him across the room like Chucky, but still, he's creepy.
And they never bring into either of the movie adaptations, but Gage runs with the Wendigos. So, because that's what Stephen King said was in the cemetery, was Wendigos. So they never brought it into either of the movies, which pissed me off tremendously when I actually read the book, and I was like, what? Why wasn't this in the fucking movies? That would have made it so much cooler. I want to see a fucking antlered head up Wendigo walking through the woods in the background or something. But
did you watch Bloodlines, the Pet Cemetery prequel?
I have not yet. I don't
know if that was in that because I feel like the picture has a weird, almost like a Wendigo thing on it.
I think it has more like occult stuff in there, and I think
maybe. Maybe I have not seen that yet. I've seen the original and the remake, but I have not seen that yet. But that means your last matchup in the top half of the bracket is going to be number 4, Toshio from The Grudge, versus number 3, the Grady twins from The Shining.
Toshio. He's got powers.
Does he have powers? What's his powers? That he appears out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like the Grady twins to me.
But he can also like go through walls and shit, and he makes creepy noises, and they're just way too proper because they're so scared of things themselves they have to hold each other's hands. With Toshio's bouncing around on his own. You know what I mean?
I'm going with the Grady twins.
God damn it.
It's iconic.
Look,
I don't know what to tell you.
If I was, and this is no offense to anyone, but if I was just walking through a building and I saw the Grady twins, I would be like, oh, someone has their Mormon daughters here. If I saw Toshio, I'd be like, that's a supernatural spirit. So just based on that, Toshio wins. You know what I mean?
You make a good argument, Keith. Yeah. A really good argument. But I'm bringing a lot of baggage with The Shining with me on this one.
You hate The Shining, so that's a good point. So
I see. That's the funny thing. I hate the movie The Shining. I love the book The Shining.
It's amazing.
But see, all I can keep picturing of Toshio is in the one scary movie when Michael Jackson sees him and starts chasing him. But
which is creepy, nonetheless.
It's not the movie we're talking about, though.
But I wish. I'm telling you, that's one of my choices. If I ever fucking win, is horror comedies. There's a lot of parts of it, but I want to do horror comedies of the 90s because it's a fucking great bracket. Yeah. But I gotta go with the fucking twins. It's iconic. He's right.
Chad's on your podcast a couple of times, and you ignore the fact we have the same beard color. It's driving me insane.
Hey, just because we're ginger doesn't mean we have to stick together. We also what happened on South Park when ginger stuck together and Cartman put them all in cages over lava. So come on.
Yeah, agreed.
But that means the last matchup in the round 2 might be a tougher one, maybe not. But it's the number 1 and 2 seed against each other. It's number 2 ranked Samara Morgan from The Ring going against number 1 ranked Reagan McNeil from The Exorcist.
Oof, that's a tough one, but it's Reagan ultimately for me. Like, and I know Chad's going to say something, but her crawling out of a TV is so iconic. The image is stuck in my mind. Culturally, we just developed or some bullshit. But it's the fucking devil, bro.
They're both iconic. First of all, they're both iconic. But The Exorcist, I'm going with The Exorcist, but I still am having a hard time wrapping my head around that she is possessed, and it's not necessarily a creepy child.
Well, Gage is possessed too. I mean, he's an undead. He's not Gage anymore.
Well, Samara would beat Gage if that was the bracket.
Samara would beat the fuck out of Gage. But
well, that matchup can happen eventually. Actually, it'd have to be in the grand finale, and I don't see that happening. But we could see.
I think it's Exorcist all the way.
Yeah, I mean, like reluctantly, I will go with The Exorcist.
Oh, reluctantly, you think the devil can beat the shit out of this other little Japanese girl? Reluctantly.
Well,
It's not a
they're
kid.
they're both demonic from different belief systems.
Yeah,
they're both demonic from different belief systems. Honestly, you don't know who'd win the matchup. The hierarchy in Japan demons is a lot different than just the fucking Christian one. So they have a lot of different levels of demons in Japan.
Plus,
It's
only
fucking
one
weird.
is a child.
It's in that form, yes, but
well, I mean, technically, Samara at this point is like 99 years old.
Okay, Samara's out. I got it, Keith. You win. Exorcist is moving on.
Goddamn right, I do.
And another movie I hate moves on, but at least the one I hate got eliminated. So I hate The Exorcist. To me, it's not scary. It's just stupid. But I'm also not religious, so I've been told that's the reason why. Is because if you actually watched it when you were a kid in the 70s and you were brought up religious, it was scary as shit. Especially if you're brought up Catholic.
I like The Exorcist, but I love Exorcist 3 is my jam.
I've heard that. You and my co-host Chancey would get along so well, because I'm pretty sure he said the same thing.
It's so good. God, Brad Dourif. Oh my God. So.
Oh, that's why. That's why he loves Brad Dourif and all.
My favorite is Exorcist Believer, the Blumhouse version.
Shut the fuck up! I will punch you in the face.
I like the TV series. That's the only Exorcist I ever really liked was the TV series that Fox did.
I have it on DVD. I've never watched it, so I'm super excited.
It's Reagan grown up and the same thing happening to her daughter, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
and Gina Davis, right? So
yes,
I think
it was
Flanagan,
actually
isn't he doing the next Exorcist? Mike Flanagan?
Yeah.
I have not heard anything. Right now, the only movie I'm dying to watch, since I'm all out of horror movies to watch for our next bracket, is Winnie the Pooh, Blood Honey 2.
Yep, I'm checking that out. Probably this week.
Yeah, this weekend I plan on watching it at some point because I fucking love the first one. All it screamed was Piglet. Fucking love it. I want to see Tigger. I want to see Tigger as a fucking monster. But that means the quarterfinals can get started off. Only 6 matchups on each side. And the first one is number 20, Eli from Let the Right One In, versus number 18, Anthony Fremont from Twilight Zone.
It's a tough one.
But I think Anthony is who I go with.
You going with them because they're fighting each other?
No, I think Eli could pass as just like an anemic little kid. But Anthony there's never any mask. He's just always fucking angry, evil kid.
Yeah, I was like 50-50 on this one. But yeah, I mean, I'll go with your rationale, and I'll go with the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Goddamn right.
Oh, we'll see how he fares against one of these two, because the next matchup is number 36, Sid from Looper versus number 13, the Midwich Cuckoos from Village of the Damned.
I'm gonna go Midwich Cuckoos because there's multiples of them.
Yeah, Sid's gone far enough.
Yeah.
Village of the Damned.
Yeah.
Yes, that's who's going through for sure.
Which means that semifinals matchup is going to be interesting. But there's only 4 matchups in this round because the bottom half doesn't have a semifinals because it already has a finals matchup set up for the next round. So But that means the other side of the semifinals is going to be starting off with Malachi from Children of the Corn at number 10 versus number 7 ranked Damien Thorne from The Omen.
Damien. Like,
Damien.
Damien.
It's got to be Damien.
It's all for you, Damien.
Exactly. I mean, Malachi had a good run. He definitely did.
I just think he's in over his head. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm really good at shooting free throws, but if I show up at the NBA, I'm not going to have a great time. You know what I mean? I think that's what's happening with Damien and Malachi.
So you are turning your back on gingers, just so that we're clear.
Well, Jeremy brought up a good point. Fuck them gingers. We gotta say.
I mean, if he has Cartman, they're the devil themselves. So who knows?
Yeah,
But that means the final matchup in the semifinals: number 5 ranked Gage Creed from Pet Sematary versus number 3 ranked Grady Twins from The Shining.
Oh, I wonder who Chad's gonna fucking pick. But it's great that we do have like a Stephen King battle here.
I know. I actually didn't even think of that until you said it. And I'm like, holy fuck, it is a Stephen King battle.
I think Grady Twins on this one. Just because, like,
It's so funny because I'm going Gage.
I was extending a goddamn olive branch, and this is the baby.
He put out an olive branch, and Chad just smacked your hand like, we don't do that here.
No.
Fuck your olives, Ginger. Fine. Gage is fine.
The Grinch, they don't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, if I could walk by them somewhere, like in a park, I'm not even going to think anything of them. They're not creepy at all. Meanwhile, Gage is running around with his dead cat trying
Look,
to
it's been great being
Achilles
on the
off.
podcast. I appreciate it so much.
I walk by those 2 twins in the park. I'm gonna be looking around like, where are your parents?
Yeah.
Anybody lose 2 kind of creepy twins?
I mean, Gage looks just terrible. Terrible.
He goes for your Achilles. That is a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going with Gage.
Well,
Fucking
that means that means the quarterfinals have been decided, and the 2 semifinal matchups on the top half get decided to see who will be the top final, since we already know the bottom. But the first semifinal matchup: Anthony Fremont from Twilight Zone or the Midwich Cuckoos from Village of the Damned. You both have stood hard by both of these the whole way through, so this is going to be an interesting one.
I mean, I think it's a good battle. I think Midwich take it just based on numbers.
Yeah, it's like 1 against 20, and those 20 can do the same thing 1 can.
Yeah. Could he control them all, though? Could he control them all with one movement of his hand?
I mean, it's just got to be who gets the first hit. Like that determines everything.
So he has to hide on a roof somewhere, wait for them all to come out, and then just go, drop, and bam.
But I think the thing is, Anthony can't read your mind, can he?
I am not that versed in Twilight Zone to know.
No, because I feel like that, they clearly are like terrified of him, but they act like, oh no, we love you, that kind of deal. So he doesn't be like, I know you really hate me necessarily.
Yeah.
So
but they can read your mind, so they have the advantage. Yeah.
I'd go. And again, just take out the fact that if they fight each other, I feel like the Village of the Damned kids would win if they fight. But regardless, if you see kids like that, they're going to give you more of a pause as well than just one random.
I think it's innately that why is the Hitler Youth here coming to talk to me versus Problem Child? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Village of the Damned.
Village of the Damned moves into the finals for the top half. Possibly to the grand finale, but we'll see. And I doubt it, kind of. But, well, I don't know, actually. I really don't know. All 4 of these, you guys have had strong arguments for the whole time. But it's, on the other side, though, it's going to be number 7 ranked Damien Thorne from The Omen or number 5 ranked Gage Creed from Pet Sematary.
Damien's going to beat the shit out of Gage. There's no fucking way. Damien won't even have to call the devil in. He'll just run over and just start punching this little fucking kid until he dies. Like,
yeah, it's Damien.
Well, he's already dead. He's already dead. How's he going to die?
He'll punch him so hard he dies from death. Like, it's so...
He dies again.
He's like, and plus he's the son of a diplomat, so he's got like proper education. So he's just gonna be like, "That's not how you spell cemetery," like the entire time.
Well, the finals have been determined, gentlemen, and that means, well, we'll start off with the bottom final since we haven't touched that in a while. And the bottom final is going to be number 12 ranked Tomas from the Orphanage from 2007 versus number 1 ranked Reagan McNeil from The Exorcist from 1973.
Chad, I swear to fucking God. If you say, well, Tomas looks creepy, it's the living embodiment of the fucking devil. Exorcist wins.
Yes, I'm obviously going with The Exorcist. If it's The Exorcist against The Orphanage, I'm going with The Exorcist, obviously. I still have the same reservations, but I'm going with The Exorcist.
And apparently the devil finds amusement in peeing on floors, but I don't get that. But
Sure.
to each their own fascists.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe your mother does suck cocks in hell, but does he really have to bring it up? That's a touchy subject.
It seems like a personal matter too, but yeah.
I know, right? But that means the top half finals to determine the grand finale matchup, well, and the third and fourth place matchup, is going to be number 13 ranked the Midwich Cuckoos from Village of the Damned from 1995 versus number 7 ranked Damien Thorne from The Omen from 1976.
Ooh. That's so tough because I feel like if we're just talking creepy, it's the Midwich because they all look alike. And like I could see Damien Thorne and just be like, oh, his mom and dad are into My Chemical Romance. And that's it. You know what I mean? But if it's like a fight, I feel that Midwich has the upper hand, but Damien's gonna have followers doing anything he wants them to. And so that's going to be blitzing the Midwich Cuckoos while he figures out how to do, you know what I mean? And it's literally sci-fi versus horror.
I mean,
where are you leaning?
I gotta say though, I mean, I don't feel like Damien's parents would be into My Chemical Romance. The movie came out in the 70s. I feel like they'd be into the Ramones or the Dead Kennedys. But
oh yeah, totally. So, but if I just saw Damien today and he was that, looked like that, that's sort of what my vibe would be. But in the movie, no, his dad's Gregory Peck. The only music he listens to is the sweet air. It's like through perfect nature. Who are you going with, Chad?
Well, I just feel like your Reagan argument is it's the fucking devil. So Damien is the child, the son of the fucking devil. So I'm going towards Damien. Like I said, literally, if you see a creepy kid, you might actually call him Damien. You don't call them the Stepford Cuckoos or whatever it was called.
First of all, it's the Midwich Cuckoos. Stepford Cuckoos are from X-Men. Thank you very much.
That's where I got that from. That's right. Because I was like, that's not right, but I know that's a saying. So, even though they are super powerful.
The Stepford Cuckoos are in their fucking 20s or 30s now. They can come up to me anytime they want. I'm good with that.
I also love how how nerdy your nerdiness of horror movies got overshadowed by your nerdiness of comic books for a second there.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Same. Seriously, comic books come first.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Look, The Omen's one of my favorite horror movies ever. Yeah, I'm fine with Damien winning.
Yeah, Damien. He moves on.
Which means, before we hit the grand finale matchup, we have to hit the third and fourth place matchup, where you can have a little redemption for one of these two. Because it's number 12 ranked Tomas from the Orphanage versus number 13 ranked the Midwich Cuckoos from Village of the Damned.
Tomas is dead. Like, Tomas does not stand a chance. Tomas is just a kid without parents. That's all he is.
That's terrifying, Keith. Just so you know, it's terrifying.
I know, as a half a Batman myself, I understand. But, like, it's the Midwich Cuckoos are horrific monsters.
Yeah, the Cuckoos are third place for sure.
All right, I'm completely fine with that, by all means. But that means your grand finale matchup is number 1 ranked Reagan McNeil from The Exorcist versus number 7 ranked Damien Thorne from The Omen. It's a 70s matchup.
Look, okay, so I think Reagan looks creepier than Damien, but I think like hierarchical, Damien's above a demon. You know what I
But
mean?
aren't kids more creepy when they don't look creepy, but they act creepy?
Yeah, no, I get that. Like, and I agree. I think like I don't have children. I have pets, so I don't know how to talk to a girl about her menstrual cycle. So like Reagan is like something. No, I don't want to fuck with that. Damien, I can understand. You know what I mean? Like Reagan looks like she needs acne cream I can't afford, whereas Damien just needs to be in sunlight.
Hey, I have a daughter. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I have a daughter that will be here in a month and a week. And
Congratulations, man. That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
thank you. And I don't know how to talk to a daughter about menstrual cycle, and thank God they have a mother because I don't want to fucking do that. So that's all I'm saying. I don't know how to do that either, and I don't want to, and I never will have to, hopefully. Other than to say, I'm sorry, honey, here's some candy to make it feel better.
Here's the chocolate.
Yeah, that's all they need. Just need that candy.
So that's like one of the things that instantly creeps me out because I admittedly I'm a 38-year-old man who looks like I'm 65, but it's like, ooh, women stuff, ooh, sorry, creeped out, and then I run away. But I feel ultimately, if we're talking about principalities of hell, Damien is like more in charge. It's his boss's company, where Pazuzu is just like a regional manager. You know what I mean?
I mean, Damien's set to inherit the company.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pazuzu's like Dwight from The Office.
Actually, I guess that basically depends on what mythology you go by, because in some mythologies, Damien is basically set up just to be the fall boy, so Daddy can come in and save the day.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But I still think Daddy's not going to let some fucking demon that was hanging out in fucking Iraq come over here and fuck up the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I told you before, stick to your territory.
Yeah.
I just feel like when I saw this list to begin with, the first thing I thought was, I was like, how does Damien not win this? How does he not win the whole thing? It's Damien.
And
it's the Antichrist.
And I think now is when your reservation comes into play a little bit more, because Reagan by herself, other than being icky because she's a girl and has cooties, not creepy at all. Damien, creepy without anything.
Yeah, and I've been, subtly laying the groundwork for this argument because I thought it probably would be Damien versus Reagan.
I think if you were fucking running this bracket, it would be the Grady twins versus Tomas. It would be.
The Grady twins would totally come in third. That's for sure.
Well, folks, it's been decided for the first time this bracket's been run. I'm going to have to do this as a group sometime because we're going to need 7 opinions on this to fucking fight it out, really.
He doesn't like our opinions, Keith, apparently.
That's
what we decided.
Michael Myers did not make it to the end. That's all I gave a fuck about, really. Yeah. That's all I wanted. But
I thought you hated that movie.
I know. I did not want him to make it to the end. I fucking hate that movie. He's not creepy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with. I don't like The Exorcist, but Reagan's at least better on the creepy factor than fucking Michael Myers. But
I agree.
But the final ballot in this one, folks, you got number 12 ranked Tomas from the Orphanage from 2007 in 4th place. Number 13 ranked The Midwich Cuckoos from Village of the Damned from 1995 in 3rd place. In 2nd place, ironically, the number 1 ranked seed, Reagan McNeil from The Exorcist from 1973. And in 1st place, the number 7 ranked seed, and 7's the magic number, Damien Thorne from The Omen from 1976. Proving that 70s movies take it once again. And not the first time that happened in the bracket on this show, for damn sure. But come back. Well, if you want to see another bracket, folks, because for all, I believe it's 15 people watching on Twitter right now. A lot of you are my fellow podcasters in the same groups as one of these gentlemen who asked me what the fuck is a bracket and how's it work. Now you know. But so if you want to get on one of these choices I sent you, feel free to come hit me up and stop by. We love doing these, especially for the Halloween season. And I need some fucking backlog of these for my special releases. But with my hiatus coming up. But Chad and Keith, thank you for having an awesome fucking time for an hour and 20 minutes with me. And my pleasure. You guys are welcome back anytime to take on any bracket you so choose. And hopefully you'll get to be on the next group one since you can't make the next one. But which Keith, you're more than welcome if you can make it. But
Thanks.
we'll talk.
Yeah.
But where can they find your prestigious podcast?
Yeah, we're NQC Podcast on Twitter. And on YouTube, it's under Bean Dip Productions. Like I said, we do Not Quite Cool, which is pop culture, movies and stuff like that. But Keith and I specifically do Not Quite Darkness, where we cover the In Search of Darkness, all 80s horror. Our next episode, which we're working on now, will be on Halloween 2. How do you feel about Halloween 2, Jeremy?
I haven't seen it in probably 15 years, so I honestly can't say. I have a feeling I don't like it as much as the first one. I mean, I'm pretty sure the only original Halloween movie I actually can stand is Season of the Witch. But
I love
because Michael Myers is not fucking in it. But that's one reason I like it.
Well,
I mean, if I want good Halloween, I'm gonna put on Rob Zombie. Fucking those are some of the most gory kills in a Halloween movie ever. So fuck yeah.
And yes, so we'll have our Halloween 2 episode out soon, and then we'll also do a 31 for 31 that we do every year, where we'll talk about random ass horror movies. Because Chad's an overachiever, so he's probably gonna get like 65 in.
I'm up to 20 so far this month.
Shut the fuck up, you.
See, you could have been what. You could have been watching movies for this hospital asylum horror movies bracket, and you could have had fucking 32 movies.
I couldn't find half of them. When I saw
I could have told you where to find pretty much all but 6. I could have told you where to find all but 6 because I found them. Honestly, folks, if you don't know it, for older movies, especially in B and C and D horror movies that are newer, YouTube has a lot of free options for movies.
Yeah.
Or you sign up for a 7-day free trial for some random channel and you just cancel it after you. Oh, I gotta fucking cancel that one. But you fucking cancel it after you watch the movie you want to watch. I gotta go. Fuck, I gotta do that tonight. But I totally forgot about that. They didn't email me. What the? Oh, it's on my different account probably. But folks, you know where to find me. But for all those who don't know, I am on Letterboxd where I put the movie list for all these brackets. And actually, it's been getting quite a following. I've been getting quite a following the last few days. People following me. I don't know why.
That's awesome.
It's nobody I know. It's nobody I fucking know. But I am on there as Para Movie God. PARA Movie God. So feel free to go check out the upcoming list for all the brackets we'll be doing. With the amount I got for the next fucking 50 years. But I'll be probably doing this till I die. So let's keep it up. Hopefully someday all the movies are free because people don't give a shit anymore. But we can hope. I'm sick of paying for it. But you can find Paranormal New Normal wherever you find your podcasts, or on Twitter as @JuggaloBastard, or on Instagram as @JuggaloBastard2, on Facebook as the Uncensored Unapologetic. Oh my God! Oh my God! How did I forget my own fucking thing?
I thought you were doing like dramatic effect.
I thought so too.
I usually can. I think I'm just too fucking cold sitting out here in the fucking 42-degree weather, but. Uncensored, Unapologetic, and Untamed Podcast Collective. There it is. YouCubed on Facebook, private group where you can see everything I do. And you can also find me on TikTok as @JuggaloBastard Podcast. I haven't been putting things up there as much lately, but I gotta get back to that someday over the rainbow. Or you can find us on YouTube as Paranormal New Normal. Everything I do is streamed there live, and all the old videos are there too. All 231 episodes are on YouTube, so go check them out. Great interviews and many, many, many special brackets. So come check them out, and I will be back with an interview on Saturday, and I believe on Sunday I have at Perkins or Ryan from X, one of my favorite pollsters. One of my favorite bracket posters on Twitter is finally coming to do a bracket on the show. So awesome. I believe he's doing the top 32 Rotten Tomato horror movies. So it's the easiest one for people who don't watch horror movies religiously like the three of us do. So, but come back then, check it out. Until then, have a good night, everybody.
See ya.
Peace.
You can find me on Facebook as Jeremy Bryant, or you can find me as Uncensored, Unapologetic, and Untamed YouCube Podcast Collective Facebook group. You can find me on Twitter and the Instagram as @JuggaloBastard, or should I say X now. And you can find me on TikTok as @JuggaloBastard Podcast. You can also find me on YouTube as Paranormal The New Normal, and you can also find me streaming on YouTube as Blind Knowledge Network, because all knowledge is blind until they admit Bigfoot exists.